Right, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. Bit of a rant, this one. It's all about Alexander Isak once again. So Craig Hope broke the story before the game that the Nufc top brass were having a secret meeting with Alexander Isak. Wasn't so secret because Craig Hope found out about it and told everybody, was it really? But had a meeting with Alexander Isak as Northumberland home to try and convince him to change his mind, to come back, try and reintegrate with the squad. It was Jamie Rubin, one of the high Saudi bigwigs. I think Big Yas possibly was there, I don't know. But apparently the story goes, Alexander Isak is completely undeterred by the noise and he still has his heart set on a move to Liverpool. What a complete and utter bastard this bloke is, isn't he? To his teammates, to Eddie Howe, to the supporters. He's an absolute shitwipe of a bloke, really, isn't he? After watching his teammates struggle, fight, and claw their way to try and get back in that game and win it last night without a striker to put the ball in the back of the net, he just doesn't give two flying fucks about anybody but himself, does he? Couldn't care about Newcastle United, couldn't care about Eddie Howe, couldn't care about his teammates. All he cares about is himself. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants everybody to hate him so much to the point that we never want to see him in a black and white shirt again. The thought of seeing him in a black and white shirt again makes you want to be sick all over your shoes. That's what Alexander Isak wants. Now, he's going the right way about it because a lot of people are really pissed off with him, and I'm pissed off seeing this as well. You know, encouraging that meeting with the top brass, you know, and then obviously just saying they're not interested and they still want the move. Now, there's two ways to look at this, like I said the other day, emotionally and logically, right? Emotionally, fuck you, Alexander Isak, and fuck your fat, sweaty, parasitic representative who's just out for any fucking red penny that you can get. What a horrible, horrible couple of bastards these two are, really. Honestly, just get out of our football club. That's the emotional side of me saying that. Get the fuck out of this football club, you horrible, skeezy little twat that you are. And I hope somebody fucking flattens him at Anfield when we play against them. That's the emotional side of me. The logical side of me says that he's got 3 years left to run his contract. There is no get-out clause. Liverpool still won't pay the valuation fee. So why the fuck should we do this little knob any favours and let him get his dream move to Liverpool? If they're not meeting the fee and there's no get-out clauses in the contract, then you're here until we tell you otherwise, you little prick. Get back to work, get your boots on and do what you do and score goals until somebody meets the valuation fee to let you leave this football club. That's the logical side of the whole situation. But the problem is now this has turned a complete shit show for Newcastle. It really has. And you can't say that they haven't tried. God, they've tried. They tried with Ekatike, that didn't work. They tried with Benjamin Sesko, that didn't work. They tried with João Pedro, William Delap, none of these worked. Now they're trying with Strand Larsen from Wolves, who apparently is on the Callum Wilson list, along with Johan Visser. Now, the way I'm feeling right now about this Alexander Isak situation is go and get a Visser and a Strand Larsen even, who I think's all right. He's not that great. People are talking like he's an ex-Haaland. He's all right. You know, people are saying he gets 20 goals in our team. I'm not really sure he does, to be honest with you. There's a lot of pressure to put on Eddie Howe and the player. He's not worth 60 million quid either, which is what Wolves are saying that they won for him. Wisser's not worth 60 million quid, which is what Brentford won for Wisser, but they're nowhere desperate. But the way I'm feeling right now, you bring them two in, get rid of the fucking prick for 120 million. Get rid of him. He's a horrible, toxic arsehole of a bloke. If he's going to come back and play for this squad, is he going to even try? Is he just going to Miranda around the pitch, not give a fuck? You know, not chase balls down the channel, shrug his shoulders, have a go at his teammates if the pass isn't quite on target? Do we really want a guy like that in the football club? I don't think we do. He's completely and utterly ruined any good feeling that Newcastle United fans have about this bloke with his antics of late. And I think it is just turning really toxic and it's time to get rid. You know, I was saying the other day, you'd be mad to get rid of him if you haven't got replacements. But if we've got two players that can get you 15 goals in the Premier League, get you some goals in the Champions League, then just get rid of him. The time has come to get rid of him. I think he's absolutely vile as a bloke, as a player. The way he's behaving is absolutely despicable. And you can say he's badly advised, but he knows right from wrong himself as a man. And I really don't like the way that he's behaved. But the way the situation is right now, Newcastle will be looking to get one of these strikers in, let alone two. I personally would like to see us go and test Villa for Ollie Watkins. I know Villa have already lost Jacob Ramsey and Leon Bailey, but Villa need to claw money back financially. It's a real shitter for them, and that's why PSR is awful. But Watkins wasn't too happy about the way things went with Rashford. Fucking hell, maybe we should have went for Rashford, before he went to Barcelona. He had his heart set on Barcelona, but if we had Rashford in our squad now, I might not be as worried about things. Might have won them 2 games potentially, but I would test Villa's resolve on Ollie Watkins and see whether we can get a deal done there, because Ollie Watkins fits our style of play really well. Ollie Watkins in them first 2 games gets a goal or 2 and wins the games for us, and we're on 6 points, top of the league. So Ollie Watkins is a great Premier League striker. Wiss is a good Premier League striker. Strand Larsen may be a great Premier League striker. Had a good season last season. Not to say he's going to have a good one this season. 60 million quid is a lot of money for this lad who has only had 1 good season. He might turn out to be meant to be fair. He's big, he's strong, he's got a good touch. He can finish, he's good in the air. Put him in a Newcastle team creating chances like we created last night against Liverpool as I'm recording this. Fucking hell, he might have had a hat-trick for all I know. But Newcastle need to get this situation sorted. As Eddie Howe says, clarity is needed on the situation. We need to get 2 centre-forwards in and just get Isak out of the club, because this whole media furore, the noise and everything else is really deterring from what should be a really exciting season for Newcastle. And we've shown great signs of positivity as well. Great play, defending well, strong in midfield, some creativity, pace, power, opening up defences, creating chances. We just don't have the player to put it away. Had we had a player put away, even if we had Callum Wilson 2 years, 3 years earlier to put those chances away, we'd still be sitting probably on 6 points and wouldn't be as worried about the whole Isak antics. But Newcastle are in a desperate state of flux here really, in terms of needing a centre forward and needing 2 centre forwards in. I don't like this whole Isak thing, I really don't. Maybe it's desperation from the player and his representatives. Maybe Isak does have a hand up his arse like a sock puppet, and it's his representatives doing all this and talking all this noise and feeding all the stories to the press and creating this ill feeling. Maybe it is, maybe it's by design. But come the end of the transfer window, which is coming at the end of this week, we're going to know what's going to happen to Alexander Isak in Newcastle United and Liverpool as well. Liverpool need an answer. As much as, they've kind of, well, certainly that plastic Scouser fans from far-flung regions of the globe, nowhere near the Merseyside River, they've been winding everybody up, every Newcastle United content creator up in the comments, talking absolute bollocks and nonsense that honestly, I hope our club never attracts Klingons like that. Honestly, they're the winners on the arse crack of football clubs. They really are. Proper Liverpool fans, like the lad I was speaking to, Connor, at Sky Sports the other day. Proper fans, sensible, level-headed, both working class cities, love their football clubs. Their football clubs are the pinnacle of their communities. Their man Everton in Liverpool, they don't talk like these fucking morons talk. They'll be in the comments now, I bet you, like rats picking the 3 bins, eating scraps of last night's tea. I just don't give them any airtime anymore. They get blocked, they get ignored, that's it. So, type away, motherfuckers. Nobody's replying to you. But going back to this whole situation, Liverpool want clarity too. They want to know what's going on with Isak. He's their top target. They want to secure him. Still don't know why they bought Ekitike. He looks mint, by the way. He scored a great goal against us. He'd have been great for Newcastle. Got stuck in as well, by the way. Didn't get deterred by the physicality of the Premier League. I think it would have been brilliant for Newcastle, but c'est la vie, I suppose. But it looks like the Larsen stuff's getting louder and louder. I'm just not sure about that move. I'm not. I think it's a bit desperate. Obviously, if the boy comes in black and white, I'll support him no matter what, and I hope he does well. But I'm just, that deal does not smell right to me. Johan Wissa, I still think could happen in this last week. Brentford are making noises going for the Borussia Dortmund forward as well. Is it Max Frere? So I think Brentford are planning for life for that Wissa. So I can see Wissa coming in through the door this week, maybe Strand Larsen as well. And that could be enough to get rid of Isak. That could be enough to say, right, that's it, you're done, fuck off. Willis Sula came on, scored a goal, looked busy. He could be there as a third choice striker behind these 2. And them 2 are probably capable of get you double figures each this season, can replace Isak's goals that were lost, get us through this season. Hopefully, Wissa can have another great goal-scoring season if he plays for Newcastle. Larsen can kick on and improve even more as a player, his link-up play, his goal-scoring ability, and we can just get rid of Alexander Isak and put this whole unsavoury, ugly chapter behind us. And I don't even think I'll remember the good that Isak did for us. I remember the good that Andy Cole did for us when he left, and I was livid when he went to Man United. I remember the good that Les Ferdinand did for us. I'll even remember the brace that Michael Owen scored against the Mackhams. Even though he's a knob and I kind of bear him. But the way Isak has treated this football club throughout this summer and his representatives, it's left such an ugly taste in the back of everybody's mouth. I just think I'm going to struggle to remember even the good times with Alexander Isak, and I'll just be glad to see the back of him, to be honest with you, the way things are going. But if the club decide to keep him, I almost think out of spite, just ruin his dream move to Liverpool. Just say, no, you can go abroad, but you're not going to Liverpool. That's what I'd maybe say to him. And then that would really shit him up, wouldn't it? Because his agent's thrown all the chips into Liverpool. Maybe go to PSG and say, listen, if you want this guy, let's do a deal plus cash for Gonzalo Ramos. Let's get it done. Enrique doesn't fancy Ramos. Does he fancy Isak? You know, I think Enrique strikes me as a player who doesn't like prima donnas and bad attitudes. That's why Mbappe moved on. So maybe he wouldn't fancy Isak, but you just never know, you know. But this is a massive week for Newcastle. We need a centre forward in, 2 centre forwards in really this week, no matter what's happening with Alexander Isak, because if he's going to refuse to play until he gets his move to Liverpool, if the deadline passes and he's still here, what's he going to do? You know, will his tune change? A lot of people think it will. A lot of those fans will never forgive him. I think if he scores a goal, I'll be happy. If he wins as a game, I'll be happy. But I don't think I'll ever really love him, you know, like the way I used to do. I think he's ruined that completely, really. But let us know in the comments below what you think about these recent comments from Alexander Isak. It's just so distasteful, isn't it? Putting these stories out after that, you know, Herculean effort by Newcastle to try and get something out of that game last night. Seeing people like Bruno, you know, dead on his feet, playing for the win, and Tonali playing on one arm, you know, the new Italian stallion, Joe Linton on one leg. These are the players you want to throw your support behind a black and white shirt, not this, you know, spoiled little rat sitting at home, his massive big fucking plush mansion he doesn't want to live in on 150 grand a week because that's not enough for him because he wants to be wearing a red shirt at Liverpool. Fuck him and fuck Liverpool. You know, get this all put behind us. That's the way I'm starting to feel right now. Get rid of him, get 2 centre forwards in, press reset, start again, and let's try and get some points on the board, push at the Premier League, and then make a real good fist of it in the Champions League. But let us know in the comments below what you think about this whole Isak thing, about, you know, him basically just dismissing the hierarchy, coming and talking to him and asking him to stay. Are you had enough of Isak? Do you think it's time to just get rid of this fucker? 2 centre forwards in this week. Are you confident we'll even get him in? Are you confident we'll get 1 in? If so, who do you think it's going to be? Like and subscribe below, guys. Let us know what you think. Big week coming. We'll make sure we'll try and stay on top of things in terms of jumping on for immediate content. I am at work at some point through the week, so it'll be difficult, but I'll try my best to jump on and doing some reaction videos for you as I can, as and when I'm on the move, hence the mobile videos in the car. But yeah, let us know what you think about all things Isak and this transfer window. I'm so sick of it. I can't wait for the shot. Keep it, have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. Cheers. See you later.
Heroes celebrate. They have done it.